Thank you for helping to record, Randy. And today is the 11th of September, 2025. We are on class 4, ACI 5. And let's start with setting our motivation. So, invite you to get ready and close your eyes. Just being aware of your breath until you hear from me again. Now, bring to mind the Holy Guide and see them appearing before you just by way of you thinking of them. We are gazing at you with love, smiling on you with a holy great compassion. And their wisdom radiates from them, a warm, glowing glow encompassing you in its light. And you hear them say, bring to mind, think of someone who is hurting in some way. About how much you would like to help them, the worldly way that you have tried and you might try. Recognize how those worldly ways fall short. How wonderful it would be. You could also help them in some deep and ultimate way, a way through which they can stop their distress forever. Grow that wish, grow that intention, and into a determination when you're ready. I'll bring your mind back to your holy guide. They know what we need to know, what we need to learn, and what we need to do. And so we ask them, please help me there. We are so happy that we have asked. And of course, we agree. And our gratitude arises. We want to offer them something exquisite. And we think of the perfect world that they teach us to create. Imagine we can hold in our hands, offer to them, following it with our promise to practice what they teach us in the form of the refuge prayer. Here is the great earth, filled with the smell of the incense, covered with a blanket of flowers, the great mountain, four lands, wearing a jewel of the sun and the moon. In my mind, I make them the paradise of the Buddha and offer to you. By this deed, may every living being experience the pure world. Udam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamya Tayam. And go for refuge until enlightened. to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do in giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do in giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. Go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community. Through the merit that I do in giving and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. And may it be so. When you're ready, you can bring your mind back here. And open your eyes when you're ready. I tell you what, when I was attending the class, my teacher never said open your eyes, so we were like for a long time. Then my teacher started to teach. Then we oh, okay. After a while, we realized that we are supposed to open our eyes on our own. Okay. Hi, Aisen. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So happy to see you all. Okay, so this is chapter 4. Just a recap. Last session, we learned the 3 types of karma. The virtue one, the non-virtue, and the neutral. So in this class, we want to know, okay, fine, I have done all this karma. So when is it going to ripen? I want to know. When is it going to ripen? So this is on the time frame. The time frame of when we can see our karmic result. These are very simple. I won't go through the pattern. If you want, you can learn from Venerable Utpala. So very simple. The first one will be the karmic results. I like to use graph to represent that you will experience in this life right now. Then there will be karmic results that you experience after this life, means the immediate next life. And then the one you will experience in any time after the immediate next one. Anytime after the immediate next life, the orange color. Very simple, right? So I don't need to go into the detail. We learned last session, virtues will be good deed, right? Deeds that you do in which, in the short term, they will bring you karmic results that is desirable, that is nice, that is happy, that you like it, okay? And so the result can happen in this lifetime. Yay, we want that, right? If it is a good one. Or it can happen in the next life, immediate next life, immediate after I die. Don't include the Badu. Immediately after I die, then the next life that I take. That's number 2. Or, sorry, that is number 2, the blue one. Or anytime after the immediate next life. Means that can be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. 10,000, 1 million lifetimes. We don't know. Okay, it can be any time after that. Very simple. So this is in your homework question 1. You can do that, right? Question 1. Name the 3 types of experience in 3 different times that ripen from deeds. Karma, where the result you see in this life. Karma, where the result you see in the very next life. Karma, the result you see in any life after the next life. Easy, right? Okay, no problem. This is easy. Next one. Okay, now I know that's a good virtue. We say, oh, virtue will bring me a karmic result which is desirable, and then non-virtue will bring me karmic result that is undesirable. So I want to now to learn how to plant the correct seed, right? I want to plant the correct seed. So I want to learn how to plant big fat karma. Let's call it big fat karma. Okay. So how to plant the big fat karma? So just like a gardener, you want to plant something, you have to choose your soil, right? You have to choose the soil, the ground here. You don't put it anywhere, right? So you want to choose the one that is good for your seed that you want to plant. So same thing here. I want to know, now I'm doing a good deed, a virtue. How can I make it a higher virtue? How can I make it a higher virtue? Whatever good deed I'm doing, how can I make it a higher virtue, right? So we go into the object, like I said, the soil, like the gardener, right? The soil that you're going to plant the seed. You are going to do the deed towards A, B, C, D. You are going to do the action towards A, B, C, D here, and that will make the virtue that you do higher. It's become bigger. Okay, so we are going to go through the first one. Let's read first. If I do a deed towards an object of a higher form of life, like a human, then it is a higher virtue. Okay, it is a higher virtue. Why? Because it is a higher form of life. For example, this one. If I help a human is a higher form of life. That will be a higher virtue. I don't mean don't have the dog, okay? Not say don't have the dog, no. Have the dog, please, okay? But here we are going to understand. Okay. How can we make if we do it towards human, that is a higher virtue. Reason is, not to say their life is not important. Reason is human has this capacity to reach enlightenment. We can reach enlightenment if we are trained properly. Agree now? We all can study, that's why we are here. Can you try to put the dog here? Okay, we can imagine that. We can study, we can memorize, we can think, okay, we can change our own behavior. We can plant seeds, we can go and do something, 4 steps. We can meditate. There are a lot of things that we can do. I think the best thing is we can think, and then we can change our own behavior by thinking, where we know, oh, what is the right thing to do. And so the human is this vehicle, is the best form that we can reach enlightenment with proper training. And so for that fact, the same thing that you do, if you do it towards human, it is a higher virtue. Same thing, that is the good one, right? So what if the one that is not good, a non-virtue? I kill an ant, or I kill a human. So we also know which one will be the stronger one? Okay, so I think that one is okay. That should be easy to understand, the first one. Okay, so the first one, we come back to A. Okay, so the object, the deed that we do towards the object of the deed is special. Special in terms of their higher form of life, because they can reach enlightenment with proper training, and therefore it is a higher virtue to give, to help a human than an animal. That doesn't mean that don't help the dog, please. Okay, B, the second one, the object of the deed that we do towards is special, and therefore is a higher virtue if we have someone who is in serious suffering. Okay, if we have someone who is in serious suffering. Okay, I give a meal to my friend here, or I can give the meal to someone. I can give the money to someone who's in serious suffering. Someone who is very sick and they need money for operation. And with that money that you give them, with that fundraising the money, they can go for the operation and they can live healthily. They can overcome their problem. So it's more higher virtue because they are in serious suffering. Or someone who is sick, they need somebody to take care. I was very sick last year, I think COVID. During the pandemic, I didn't get COVID. And apparently after a few years, I got COVID last year, very serious. And then I was hit by COVID again. I think my immunity starting to come down. Again, COVID again this year, beginning of this year. So I was so seriously ill. And I can feel that I cannot even do the basic things. I cannot even do the day-to-day routine things, And I can see how helping them can be so powerful because they are in that kind of serious suffering. Literally, they cannot do the basic things that they used to do. And then I was in London 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And I saw in London, I thought it's a very developed country, very rich, and I've never been to London before. And then I saw on the street a man, very well dressed, but sitting on the street. And it was drizzling, very cold. That time was very cold. With the cupboard that says, "I'm hungry, I need food." And it was like very heartbroken, And of course, immediately, my daughter and I, we just went into the fast food outlet and got him a burger meal set. So helping people who are in need, who is homeless, who are sick, they are special in the sense that because they are in serious suffering. That is easy to understand, right? Mm-hmm. So we can see why. Okay, and then the next one will be another thing that make the object special, which means that the virtue that you do towards them or the non-virtue that you do towards them will be stronger. For those who have given you great assistance. Great assistance means they have helped you before. In this situation, they say father and mother. Why? Because the father and mother has given you this body that you can reach enlightenment. Regardless of how or what your parents do to you or didn't do to you. regardless of how your parents have been bad to you, have been difficult to you, have beat you, have neglected you. Yeah. The fact that they have given you this body and mind, that you can reach enlightenment and therefore make them a special object. And the last one will be deeds that we do towards object who is special in the sense of having high spiritual qualities, like an Arya, someone who has seen emptiness directly. Why is that so? Why is that object special? An Arya, someone with high spiritual qualities. We know that someone who has seen emptiness directly, an Arya, they are on their way out of samsara, right? They are called a stream enterer. It's kind of like they have 7 more lifetimes to go. And an Arya, they have the realization in their mind, right? They have the cessation of the belief that things are coming from themselves, the intellectual belief. There's a cessation of the intellectual belief that things are coming from themselves. The main thing is, if you don't understand, just one thing, they have this realization in their mind, because that is so precious, because they can teach us how to get out of suffering. And for that, they are considered a special object. Now, we have learned in ACI 2, the 3 jewels. Can somebody tell me the Arya, which jewel is that? We have 3 jewels, right? Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, Sangha jewel. What is an Arya? Yeah, right, Saint. An Arya, because of their realization in their mind, right, they can help a lot of people. Yeah, that is a keyword. I missed out on that, which I'm going to mention later on. But you already bring it up. Yay. Anybody want to give a guess? Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, Sangha jewel. We learned in ACI 2. Can you recall? Okay, Sangha jewel. Okay, Dana and Arya is the Dhamma jewel and Sangha jewel at the same time. And Arya is a Dhamma jewel and a Sangha jewel at the same time. Right. They are also a Dhamma jewel because of the realization in their mind. So that makes an Arya very, very special. Okay, so these are the 4 things that make an object special. Okay, let me sum it up. So, okay? Okay, give you 1 minute to kind of like put the information in your mind to try to make sense. Okay, I got this. Right. I want to plant big fat karma. I need to know the deed that I do, whom am I doing it towards? I'm doing it towards this object. And if I'm doing it towards this object, then they are considered special object. The things that we do is kind of like the deed that we make become a higher virtue. If it's virtue, then become higher virtue. If it's a non-virtue, it's also become higher non-virtue. Okay. So how can that help me? Okay, now we know, okay. Okay, when I'm doing, who am I doing it towards? And I have to be careful. Okay. We have to be careful. Like for example, how can we apply in our life? Let's think about that. Okay, higher form of life, we don't discriminate, we help all, right? But we understand, okay, higher form of life is a higher virtue. Someone who is in serious suffering, we do help, right? We help immediately. Yeah. And then we see that all the time. People are very generous in my community. You hear somebody suffering, then everybody come and help. And then someone who is like an Arya is a high spiritual quality object. We have one, Geshe Michael. We heard a lot, Geshe Michael is an Arya. Yeah. How wonderful it would be if we can serve around him, right? But at the same time, don't complain. Okay. So either you serve with your whole heart, or else be very careful also the thought that you have, yeah, and the actions, as much as it can give you big fat karma, okay, big fat karma in a good way, or they can also give you big fat karma in a bad way, in a negative way. I think number 4 will be those who have parents. If you're not happy with your parents, you're upset with your parents, okay, try to get away and come down first. Get away and come down, go somewhere else before you start to talk to them again. That's one of the way. Now we know we can do something to our way. We can choose our behavior based on our understanding. Those who still have parents, they can do that. I wish I still have my parents with me. I wasn't because as I mentioned in the previous class, right? I had some issue with my mom. Yeah, so if I knew it, then it would have been very different. I see a lot of people after they learn this one, they treat their parents very well, you know. Okay, I hope it happened for you also. But I have a lot of people, I call them mommy. I don't mind. For me, if things are empty, it can be, right? I have a mommy who is not the same race. Yeah, we are very close. We hug each other. We love each other. You know, that. Okay. Okay. Next one would be 4 kinds of karma that must ripen into a result. 4 kinds of karma that must ripen into a result. When I heard of this, I'm like very surprised. You know, why they say the karma must ripen into a result? I thought the karma has to ripen into a result. As far as we learn from the 4 laws of karma, they say, right, anything done will not be lost, right? The 4 laws of karma. Law number 3. First one, like make like, right? Not. Then number 2, karma grows, it becomes bigger. 3, if you have done something, it will not be lost. Okay. If you have not done it, nothing will happen. So I thought it has to, whatever I do, the karma, it has to ripen into a result. Isn't it so? Actually, there is no inconsistency. Yeah? There is no inconsistency. Okay, let me explain. My teacher explained that the seed that is planted in a lesser let me see what is the English word. That is planted less distinctly. Less distinctly. Less. That's spelled correctly. Right? Hope I get the words correct. Okay, yeah, correct. This is the word. Okay, for those things that I do, when it is planted less distinctly planted, then those are the deeds that are, they are kind of like being surprised by the other deeds, that they don't gain enough enough power to ripen as a result. Does that make sense to you? That's how my teacher explained. Okay, again, I say, those seeds that we plant in a less distinctly planted, maybe very weak, okay? Those seeds, they kind of like get surprised by the other deeds that we have done in a stronger way, and then they don't get the enough power to ripen as a result. That is my teacher explanation. And it is very consistent with what we have learned before. If you remember, in ACI 4, chapter 10, we learned that in the Wheel of Life, link number 8 and 9. Do you remember link 8 and 9? Craving and grasping will trigger the link number 2, the karma that we have done, to activate it. They will activate the karma that we do in link number 2. Do you remember? Okay. But if your first time you're hearing, doesn't matter. Very simple. Things that we do is in link number 2. Whatever I do, okay? And then links 8 and 9 is the craving and grasping that trigger the seed to ripen. So if you never trigger, then you never ripen. No? So it's consistent, isn't it? That's how I understand that, to be consistent. And then there's another thing that is consistent would be, we also learn and heard that an arhat, an arhat, they have reached nirvana. What is nirvana? Permanent cessation of all your mental affliction obstacles. Do they still have negative seeds or not? They have, but they never ripen. They cannot ripen. Why? By virtue of what they have done, by virtue of the state of their being, the state of their being. They have reached that state of being that the seeds won't ripen. So it's very consistent, right? In that way, yeah, we hear. So it becomes consistent. Otherwise, when I first hear it, I say, oh, like there is contradiction. There's no contradiction at all. No wonder J. Tsongkhapa, he said that there is no inconsistency in the 10,000 pages. There's no. If you have studied to a certain level, in advanced level, you will see that there is no inconsistency. So the more we study, the more we understand, you will see that they all fit in, yeah, nicely. Very good. No more conditions for the negative seeds to ripen, Sensei. Okay. Angela say, I regret that I never helped an old lady to call a cab when she pushed a big cart and get lost. Oh, Angela, no worries, okay? It's okay to regret. A healthy, we call it the intelligent regret. Intelligent regret is okay. We have done that. I have done that also. I always like, every time the accident or people's car break down, I never stop, And I think 2 years ago, I told myself, I cannot do that. I want to do so. I cannot just look and then see and then say, oh, I want to help them here. But you never take action,
Yeah, Lord, that's
so 2 years ago, I told myself I need to change.
Yeah, actually, actually, she very poor thing, like she missed the bus stop. She pressed the bell, but she missed the stop. There was then she's about 80 something already, very skinny, push a very big cart, Then she bought a bus. A few people got to help her to push her cart up. Imagine the kind of weight that she pushed, Then she missed the bus stop. Then she got down. She cried, cried. She tell the bus driver, why you never stop? Why you never stop for allow me to go down? And then I told her, I said, hey, maybe I should go down and call a cab for her. Then the lady beside me said, hey, no cab will pick her because she collect like a lot of rubbish like that. No cab will pick her one if you call a cab. I said, like that. and I don't go down like that. I don't go down. But later I regret. I should at least make effort like, make effort and because she was very poor thing, very skinny, like 80 plus. So yeah, push a cart. Was at night already. Coming back from my trip. I said, "Ayo, very poor thing, this old lady." Before actually, I was at the same bus stop as her. No bus stop to stop to pick her. No, so poor thing. Then she cried to me, said, why the bus don't allow me to go up, go up? No, I find her so poor thing. No, yeah. So
Thanks for your share, Angela. I think it's good that you're aware and you can rejoice on that. You have that awareness, just like me. After it took me so long,
yeah,
right, to have that awareness and to be brave, to build up that kind of courage, to do
yeah,
that. And I was very happy. There was an accident, and I just stopped and I just waited for the ambulance to come. And I just be there with the victim until the ambulance came. I was so happy, so I feel like I'm so happy and proud of myself. I'm doing that. You see,
yeah. Do something good. At least you do something good. You won't regret.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not just talk only. So I told myself, I said, no, it's enough already. You talk enough. Okay, I know you donate money. You got to do all that kind of thing. But to really, when something happen, you never, like you say, oh, you want to do, but you never do. You see, yeah. So I said, to be courageous. So I just stopped my car and just came down and then just went to help. Yeah. So I'm very happy you have that awareness, Angela. Yeah.
Yeah.
There will come a time you'll be able to take up that courage to do that.
Correct, because a lot of people like bohik one, don't care one. No. People just help her carry up and down, but nobody bothered to send her back. Yeah.
Then you start to do it. Then other people will get infected by the good virus from you. Then you see more and more kind people around. Yeah,
Yes.
who are
Right.
willing to help. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope that you can do that in the future.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for
I try to be more courageous and don't let other people, stop me from doing it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. The next one will be Daniel. They say less distinctly is less dominant. Can somebody help me to check this word used by my teacher? Is it correct? I'm checking now. In a way that's readily distinguishable by the sense of clearly. Oh yeah, less clearly means very not powerful enough. Yeah, less dominant. Yes, you're right. Yeah, good. Thanks. So let's move on. Otherwise, we cannot finish our class. Where am I? Okay. So we were saying that 4 kinds of karma that must ripen into a result. Okay. So that implies that there are those who won't ripen into a result. And in fact, in the Mahayana, they have this thing called 4 power, where the bad deed that we have done, we can do the 4 power to make the effect lesser, less powerful, lessen the effect. So that is also one way. Is there anybody who don't know what is a 4 power? Can you type in the chat? If you don't know what is a 4 power, can you type in the chat 0? No, so everybody know. Yay! So we can wait, and then otherwise I have to slot in the 4 power. Okay, so which 4 are they? They must ripen. They cannot remain latent. 1 is the deed committed with very strong emotion or very strong thought, very strong emotion or very strong thought. I find an example for you. Strong emotion, strong thought. Which one is that? Example would be this one. You see the picture, do you know what is that? This is Hitler. Okay. Very strong emotion, like very strong hatred, right? Very strong hatred, very strong ignorance that millions of Jews were killed in the World War II. The Holocaust genocide of the Jews in the World War II. Very, very cruel. Very strong hatred towards the Jewish people that you think is okay. You have this very strong ignorance that you think it's okay to kill the people. It's okay to kill many people to clean up your country. You don't like this race, you can just kill them and clean up your country. So that is a very, very strong hatred, strong ignorance, an example for that. Okay, so that kind of deed that if anybody have done, it must ripen. Ripen when? Must ripen in this life, in the next life, or in the next life, and anytime after the next life. Another example, that is the negative one, right? The positive would be a very strong faith and love. Okay, this one, very strong faith, very strong emotion, like a faith, F-A-I-T-H. I heard from my friend who went for the Christian camp recently, and he had a very strong emotion. He felt the love and he cried. You can feel the goodness, you're surrounded by that kind of goodness, the faith in the religion or Jesus, and that kind of, I can see many examples in our previous classes, like very strong faith, J. Songkapa. Many lamas, even J. Songkapa, there's one I found for you. This is in our ACI 1. This is in our ACI 1. You cannot read, but I can read. I can just pick some for you. Pick some for you. Let me see. J. Songkapa, he has such a strong faith. He kneeled down in front of the Lord Atisha statue. Do you remember the story? And he's very famous for begging the mountain. There's this thing called a mountain of blessing. Let me check. There is this. All the details are here. Yeah, mountains of blessing. The source of all my good, that mentioned how much, what he did. He got so much faith in the teachers, in the lineage that he was kneeling down, and then he was making supplication to the lamas of the past, means asking for blessing. And then, of course, he got some vision of that after the prayer. He got suddenly go into the vision, and that continued on and off for the entire month. And then in one of the painting that recorded him as Lord Atisha came to J. Songkapa and put his hand on his head and said to him, "Do mighty deeds on behalf of the teachings, and then I myself will assist you in reaching the goal of enlightenment and feeling the needs of every sentient being." So I can see that all those lamas, they show me a lot on the faith, very strong faith and love. I like to call it love, very strong faith and love for either for the people or for your teacher or for the teaching, and all these things. And we can see that in Geshe Michael, very strong faith, not blind faith. And I can see that based on what I hear, not personally, not directly, like Ken Rinpoche, if you look at his biography, what he has been doing, they're very strong faith, very strong love. And I also see that in the love for the Lama. You know, Atisha's disciple, his main disciple, Dromtompa, with so much faith for his teacher, doing the work of his teacher. And there's so much stories of how those great lamas that I can see their very, very strong faith and love. So deeds committed with very, very strong emotion or very strong thought, they are surely going to ripen. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, I'm reading the chat. Let me go to the chat first. Zain say, I'm guessing, not sure if I get it correctly. Less distinctly, karma means the effects of your past actions are weak or unclear. So you don't really notice them in your life right now. Or I can say that what my teacher mean. She said that less distinctly planted. My understanding is maybe you plant it, the thing that you plant, the action that you, or the deeds that you do is not the strong one. It's a weak one. It's a weak one that they are suppressed by the rest of the other deeds that you do. You do many deeds, right? Some of the deeds you do may be very weak. Then you got the stronger one that kind of like suppress this one, right? And then this one, the weak one, never gain enough power to ripen as a result. That is my understanding. Okay? So another one, the deed that we do towards a very holy object, such as the 3 jewels, they will also must ripen. They must ripen. If you have time, you can cook on these. No, I don't want to mention. When I have time, okay, I'll come back to the fly one that circumambulate the stupa by accident. There's a lot of discussion and argument on that, you know. I worked on that for so many years, and finally only I got it. Okay, I won't mention about that. I don't want to throw everybody off, okay. So basically the deeds that you do towards a very holy object, such as the 3 jewels that we have mentioned, must ripen. Why? The 3 jewels, they have to do with the ultimate well-being of the people, not just temporary well-being, not just give you food, that's it, okay? It has to do with the ultimate well-being of the people. They are the ultimate protection. They can get us out of suffering. How? By teaching us what causes us to have suffering, what causes suffering, the source of suffering. Okay, where the suffering come from? Oh, the person yelled at me, I yell back. Okay. So, and another reason will be, just I give you 2 reasons, right? Number 3 will be they can help many people. They have the potential to help many, 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 many people, the 3 jewels. Okay, these 3 reasons. So they are high karmic object. And so what you do towards a heavy holy object, the karma must ripen. Okay, and then number 3 will be the deed that is committed over and over again, produce a result. I like to show this picture for this one. Okay. You do one deed, and then you do it again, you do it again, you do it again on a continual basis. You add power to those already there. And then they will ripen into a result. That is easy to understand, isn't it? Okay. Maybe something that you do is very weak, not strong. But if you do it again and again on a continual basis, that will add power to those that is already there to ripen as a result, to ripen into a result. Okay, I like to, this one, what is the thing that comes to my mind is Running Man. I like to watch Running Man last time, Running Man Korea. And then they always got the running ball. I don't know whether you not, if you lose the game, then you will have one ball. If you lose if you lose a lot, then you have more and more ball, and that thing will go into the thing that will turn. Then the ball that come out, if it is your ball, then you will be punished. Okay, so means that the probability of to ripen into a result is higher, isn't it? If you have more ball inside, if you have more yellow ball, obviously the yellow ball, the probability to come out is higher. Okay, so that makes sense, isn't it? Yeah. So from there we can apply in our life, like sometimes like we cannot do, like, how to say, you need to cultivate a new habit, doing it again, generosity. So like we contribute every month. If you can do it every day, is better. How to do it every day? You have a piggy bank. You have put a piggy bank, a container, and then you put the money inside every day. You put money inside every day, you contribute. And that means that you're doing it over and over on a continual basis, that add power to those that you already have, and therefore make your dream come true. If you want money, it will ripen into a result faster. Okay, doing it every day. Okay, not like once in a blue moon, then you maybe can contribute a lot of money, but to make the deed that must ripen faster, one of the ways is to do it on a continual basis. Yeah. To build up a habit. Meditate regularly, do your practice regularly, contribute regularly, that will make whatever we do more, will ripen into results. Yeah. So if you want money, you can do that. Okay. So it's difficult to give a lot, isn't it? So you can give small amount of money over a long period of time, like every day. Can you do it every day? You come back from work, then you put some money in the piggy bank. That's why I used to teach people that way, I used to do that for a while. I did that for a while, That time after I learned about all these things, I don't know what to plant, right? I don't know what to do, but I need to test it out. So initially, the first part of my life, I was just listening only. Then I plant the simple thing. People say, hey, you can do the kapak one. Okay, I always give people kapak, all these things. Then, oh, it happened. I said, maybe just by chance only, you don't quite believe it. Just lucky only, every time, lucky me, I don't believe it. Lucky only. And you plant those things. Oh, make people wish fulfill. Don't know what to do, make people wish fulfill. Help people, make people wish fulfill. Then after a while, but you cannot prove that. So the only way to prove, I always say, I challenge myself. Plant money seeds lah. Yeah, plant money seeds. And it happened that my kids, they need to go overseas for study. So I said, oh, I need a lot of money, I need money now, So I said, okay, I'm going to plant money seeds. So how to plant money seeds? So whatever I study, I try to apply. So I have the piggy bank, different piggy, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I label them. This is for ACIP. Those days it's called ACIP. Now it's called ALL. Contribute to the preservation and the saving of the ancient texts. The project by John Brady under Geshe Michael, the Worldview project. So I contribute consistently every day. You make it so you need to find a lot of small notes, because you cannot find some. So I got a lot every day. I must put, then think about that. Think about the emptiness. Think of the emptiness of the three sphere. Must think about that. Then just put inside again. Think a little bit. Grow the wish a bit. You fake it until you make it grow a bit. Then the next one, this one is to give the who, this one is like that. You do the same thing. Every day you do it this way. Yeah, every day you do it. Yeah, that's of course, this is not one of the things I do. I do a couple of things. I want to plant money 6 trillion. Everything is must related to financial. Every single thing I do. When I go and eat, they will say, oh, I'm enriching them. Then they can pay for the salary, can help the family, they help the whole economy, you are the whole value chain. So think about it, very big. It becomes very big. Yeah. So those are the things that I want to help country. I want to make big one. I don't want small one. So the moment I hear, oh, the country, they need all this one. Okay, my country needs that. Okay, I go and help the country. The time I remember it was, they need some money for what I forgot already. One Malaysia tabung, the one for the equipment one, for the hospital equipment. So they never asked money before. First time they asked money. So I said, oh, must donate, must quickly help. Then one time I saw the newspaper, somebody need money for the operation. Oh, immediately must quickly bank in, give the money, help, think about, how much can help. Then they'll become healthy, then the person can make money, they can marry, they can help the whole family. You must think in that way. Okay, you must build up that kind of feeling that what you for the love of the people, not just put it in. So whatever you learn, you try to apply it, And then when it happens, you come, wow, then you start to have confidence. One time you say, yeah, it's a miracle. Then the second, miracle, then more and more miracle. You have a lot of faith and a lot of strong emotion on whatever you're doing. Yeah. Okay, so that's just an example. Okay, do it consistently, the habit. Yeah, Angela, nowadays I didn't do anymore. Okay, to be very honest, I only do the ALL monthly, and I have to fundraise. I do that only. Yeah, because after that you get what you want already, then you kind of, I don't need that. I think the greatest problem I see would be you want something, everybody wants something. You want money, I want. Everybody say they want, but to do it, the motivation to do it, to push you to do it, is the key. Is the key. I notice is the key. Okay, if you want money, you have to do it. And you have to do it the right way and prove it to yourself. I always tell people, really, I said, one thing, aim at one thing, prove to yourself, and that will open your heart a lot. Okay, that's one of the things. Yeah, you apply, you hear so much, here in, there out. If you never do anything, then it's difficult. You must start somewhere. Even if you like I said, the 3 times book, I cannot do 6 times book, you cannot do 3 times book. Can you do 1 time book? At least, you make it do 3 times book, but 1 time book is the minimum. Do like that, then be happy with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. I say, I missed 3 times already. You are bad. Today I didn't keep my day. I don't say that for me. I always give myself the thing that who would go and kill their father and mother? No matter how you hate your father and mother, you won't kill them, right? But unfortunately, recently in my country, Malaysia, there is a very big news. See, this is from a newspaper. What happened in the Malacca family double murder case, and who is behind it? The son killed the mother, who is a primary school teacher. So sad to hear that what drives a person to do that. So mentally afflicted, he killed his mother when his mom was sleeping early in the morning, 5 something a.m. He's a school teacher. Because of his mom always, mother always nag, isn't it? Nag, study, because he's sitting for his SPM, which is an O level, okay, like an O level. And so he feels so pressure, Yeah, so he actually really planned to kill his mom. So that's very shocking and very sad. So that kind of deed must ripen. So in short, how can we make big fat karma? Just now after we have heard so much, isn't it? Yeah, you can think about that. How can we make the big fat karma? From the 4 things that we say, The 4 things that you do that will ripen into a result would be deeds done with very strong emotion, correct? Not number 1. Deeds that you do towards 3 jewels, very high karmic object. Deeds that you do again and again, again and again. Deeds that you do towards your parents, killing your father and mother. Those kind of deeds must ripen. They must ripen. Will they ripen in this life? Maybe. Maybe they ripen into the next life, or maybe they ripen in the life after. Okay, got it? Oh my God. Your nephew's school teacher and student. Yes, Angela, he killed his mom and brother. He actually killed his mom. But in the morning, right, then after he killed his mom, then the brother came to the room. He came to the room and then his brother want to stop him, kind of like that, isn't it? So he asked the brother to go. The brother, of course, won't go, isn't it? How to say, go, just to go back to the room. Cannot, right? So he killed his brother who saw that, who tried to restrain him, things like that. So it's very, very, very sad, How can a normal person, you see, so can you see that who is our enemy? Enemy number 1? Our mental affliction. Yeah. The gacha, the mental affliction that we are holding on so strongly that you can plan it. Movement of the mind. And then what it motivates you to do. Really very, very sad, very shocking. And next one will be this one. Okay, after we hear so much already, we say, okay, you say, well, ripen, maybe just now you show me can ripen maybe this life, maybe next life, and the life after. I want it to ripen this life. Yeah, okay, I also want it to ripen this life. Okay, so how to make it ripen this life? 2 things. Okay, you see, it's easier and easier already, isn't it? We just now learn 4 things. Now we learn 2 things. Okay, cannot remember 4, remember 2. Angela, okay. Okay, cannot remember 4, remember 2. 2 things to make the karma that will ripen in this life alone. Yes. Number 1, do it towards, I want to go number 2 first, then only 1. I start from 2. If you do it with very extraordinary motivation or thought, okay, so powerful that it's enough to make the karma ripen in this life. And in fact, Tantra is based on that. Okay, now, I was teaching my student another class. We all learn this, right? We want to apply in our life. And they were telling me their challenge. You know what is their challenge? They said, teacher, how can we have this extraordinary motivation? Yeah, it's true. I also find that the greatest challenge that we have from my observation, how to have this very extraordinary motivation, love. One example I would like to think of would be bodhicitta. To develop that kind of extraordinary motivation, so strong, the love, so big and so powerful that they can cover the whole sky. Actually, I'm using the Chinese to translate. Okay, 覆盖整个天空. I don't know whether it means anything to Daniel. So it means that it's so big, because the love is for all sentient beings, right? It's so big, right? That kind of extraordinary motivation. How can we cultivate that? Yeah, I think a lot of people, I don't know you have that or not. I would like to hear from you because my students said, yeah, teacher, I'm doing the 4 steps. You have teach us, you ask us to apply. I want to try to apply, but after a while, I kind of like stop. And I don't have this very strong, I know that motivation is having a strong motivation emotion, the strong motivation, the thought is so important. That is the key. But I can't have that strong motivation. How can I develop this strong motivation? Anybody got any advice? What is your own situation? I would like to throw this question to you, 1 to 10. Can you rank yourself in terms of your motivation, your strong motivation as we practice, right? Where are you? Where do you think you are? Based on your own judgment, your own self. To have a very strong motivation. We know with a very strong motivation, we can get everything that we want. Correct or not? How? How can I have a very strong motivation? So there are two questions. One, rate yourself 1 to 10. Your motivation. Whatever, not necessarily bodhicitta, okay? Okay, maybe you're planting seeds, right? You need a strong motivation. How strong is your motivation? 1 to 10. Would you want to type in the chat from the scale of 1 to 10? Okay, we have Laura and Daniel, 8. Great. Angela, 5. Average, okay. Isu, 7. Great. Zane, 8.5. Wow, there's a 0.5. Okay. My students always tell me 0.5. Are you kidding me? Okay, all right. 8.5, all right. Jenny, 7. KL, 6. Richie, 6. Raymond, 6. Raymond, you don't look like 6, like Raymond. You look like at the score at least 8 and above, like. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, very honest. Thank you so much. Emerald also say I'm B5. It's okay. If you're 5, you're great. Okay, Justin 8. That's fine. Yeah, Justin is 8. Match with that. Okay, Raymond one doesn't quite match the face and for me. Okay, so I find that, yeah, Jenny, let us all think about that. You see, I don't know. I don't know since when things transform within me. To be very honest, so I was trying to prepare for the class. I was thinking, I find that is the key, very crucial. Not necessarily, Laura, not necessarily for Dharma. It can be, let's say, if I'm just concerned about the worldly things, right? That is fine. But how motivated am I in achieving that goal that I want, that I set for myself? So Jenny, I don't want to answer your question right now. I want to cook further and come back to this question, and let's all of us think about that. Okay. I find that myself, things start to shift without me knowing it. I don't know since when, things start to shift. I was not like that. I tell you, I'm a very nasty person. Okay. I'm not a kind person, okay? And I like to argue. And I don't believe easily. Okay. And of course, that is very, to change me, I need a lot of, and I'm very thankful. That's why I say I'm so thankful and so grateful with why I'm here and at the seat. Why am I doing this? You see, okay, the ball come. Why I have to take the ball? Why I have to accept the ball? There must be something that I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Then that is the only way that I can do is to be what I am doing right now. Yeah. So, and then my students, they were challenging me. They would say, yeah, you can tell like that because you've already benefited, that's why you can, but we haven't get any benefit, we haven't get any good things coming to our life, then we don't have the motivation, teacher. I really need to think about how to help them build up that kind of strong motivation. Okay, please think about that and help me also. I really want to answer that question to another group of students, because I myself also need to think about that. How did I manage to come to what I am right now? Okay, I really don't know. I think I don't want to answer that right now. It's a bit premature. I just know that I follow, maybe I'm very much like Jaslyn. I see Jaslyn meditate, I do my work. I have a lot of free time. I think I'm very thankful. So I do my homework, I do my quiz, I meditate, I apply, I do my 3 times book. That time I start off. Then even after I learn the vows, right? I haven't take the vow, I already start to apply. The moment I learn the 10 which I already apply in my life. Do you get what I mean? Okay, I will just apply first, Even the vow also, I start to check and track. I haven't take the vow yet. And then the moment I say, hey, I can do that, I kind of like, because I'm the type who need to know, yeah, I can do that. I wanted the vow so strongly. Oh yeah, it's a very strong emotion. That time they have Lamrim in Thailand. And I told this before, I said, I wanted the vows. I wanted it so badly, very strong emotion. I want to go, I want to meet my teacher. I want to learn, and I never been alone, solo travel. That time we are supposed to go with my friend, 3 of us. Then 2 of them, last minute, don't want to go. I was like, I don't know how to go to Thailand. I'm scared, I'm scared to travel alone, I don't want to take a flight on my own. But as the emotion is so strong, I tell myself, why are you going there? Why are you going there? I really want to go. If I don't go, I will regret. I must go. I want to take the vow. I must go. I want to take from my teacher. I want to go. So I fly solo. I went there and I'm so happy. I think it's a strong emotion that time, and I hear the teacher and I just cry. I just feel so touched inside, I hear the teacher, I feel like he's speaking to me. I feel so deeply. I don't know how to express that. Yeah. I just cry many times. The tears just come down. I just feel so touched. So that kind of strong emotion. And slowly, I think I find inner peace, I guess so. You feel happy, joy inside. That I'm not looking outside, I'm just happy, and I'm just have this inner peace inside. And I can sleep well. Normally I cannot sleep. Last night I cannot sleep. I have trouble sleeping. I got a very serious problem. I cannot sleep. And after I learn all these things, I apply and all these things, I apply. I say, don't disturb people's the Chinese are 水晶, the lake, the peace, the lake, there's the lake here, very peaceful lake here. So don't disturb people's peace here. So I try to, all my words, I try to be not harsh. I used to speak very harshly. Yeah, I like to speak very harsh. I like to do that, you see. Yeah. So I control my words. I try to think about, crystal lake. What I say, what I do, and whatever I want to think about how my action impact other people. And because of that, I think because the understanding of emptiness and all these things, then it kind of like helped me to be able to sleep well, and everything kind of like shift, become better and better. I'm happy, Laura. Yeah. You have inner peace. Yeah. You feel the inner peace. You cannot describe. Words just cannot describe. Yeah, it's just beyond description. So that is the thing that if we can develop, I find that is the key. Right now, my students, they don't have also. I'm trying to help them. How do we develop that kind of strong feeling that you have to remember that everything that you do is colored by this love, colored by this love. Everything that you do is colored by this love. Okay, so I think probably you start small, like loving the people around you that you have not loved, you have neglected them, you have been harsh to them, you have not been kind to them, you have hurt them. Start small, and then slowly maybe you can develop to love more and more people. And then you start to see them all more and more. Yeah, and you'll be able to have compassion for them also, love and compassion. Okay, we'll come back to that question. Thanks, Jenny. Please remind me. We want to have that discussion another day. Please help to think. If you have any idea, please in the Telegram chat. Okay, either you can drop a message in the Telegram chat to help us each other to develop this motivation, or you can private message me too. Yeah, because that is a very good question. I find that it's a very, very good question. And then later on, you bring yourself higher to develop this bodhicitta. What is the bodhicitta? The wish to become enlightened for the sake of all beings. It's an extraordinary motivation, man. And therefore, Tantra is based on that, and therefore it can happen. You can reach enlightenment in one lifetime. And why am I not doing that? Because my motivation is not number 10, as simple as that. Okay. Yeah. And then my challenge will be I'm still attracted to worldly things. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'm not, but I catch myself I am. Yeah. But I can see that the attachment to the worldly thing is less and less. Not to say I cannot be happy. Yes, you can be happy with all the things, but you're not attached. Yeah. Okay. Then the number 1 will be doing a deed towards a distinctive, powerful object. We have, for this part, number 1, I list out for you here. Okay. So subject, object make the deed super powerful. Number 1, extraordinary motivation that we have talked just now. how can we develop this extraordinary motivation, let's say bodhicitta, that color every of our action is to reach this higher state because we love all the beings. We want to reach this total enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. And that is a very extraordinary motivation and love. Otherwise, why would you want to do that? And then the next one would be the powerful distinctive object that I put it for you here. Okay, the holy three jewel that we know already, I won't mention. Number 2, our parents, we have already mentioned, right? Number 3, stupa, temple, dharma center, monastery. Okay. Number 4, the 4 powerful objects, 5 lama. What is these 4 powerful objects? Okay, these are the people who come out from the meditation. Okay, wait, I'll show you. Okay, if you have, wait, if you have extraordinary motivation, or if your deed is done towards the powerful object, then your plane take off first. Then that deed will ripen in this lifetime. That plane will take off first. Okay, that deed will ripen in this lifetime.
Rachel, I still don't get the 4 powerful objects.
I'm coming. Okay, I'm doing now. Okay, thanks for asking. Thank you for asking. Okay. Yeah, this is in your question 3. What are the 2 special features of a deed that can cause it to ripen in this same life? We say A, you do it towards powerful object like your parents, Buddha, the Sangha, the Arya. B, doing a deed with very powerful or extraordinary motivation, which we have already covered. Next, I want to answer Angela's question. The 4 powerful objects which can cause the karmic result to ripen in this life. Okay, I move from number 4. An arhat, okay, we know lah, okay, they're powerful object, right? Number 3, an arya, okay, we know someone have seen emptiness directly, like Geshe Michael. And 1 and 2 will be someone who have come out from very deep meditation. Number 1, come out from cessation meditation. What is this cessation meditation? I don't know. Okay, it's like they come out from this meditation, they say it's very close to nirvana, reaching nirvana. So their mind is very, very subtle. Of course, if they can reach that state, obviously they are very high karmic object, right? So I can accept that. Number 2, someone who have come out from immeasurable love meditation. I hear the name, I know that they are high karmic object already. Okay, I don't know what is that. Immeasurable love. What is that? Okay, so I go and find the reading. The reading here says, immeasurable love will be someone who come up from that meditation. They are the being who help every living being. They are involved with a willingness to accept the ultimate personal responsibility. They are free of any affliction, and they are totally imbued with an immeasurable kind of merit, very sharp and clever. In short, if they can come up with this type of a very deep meditation, we call it immeasurable love meditation, they must be very, very high karmic object, right? As simple as that. I'm nowhere there. And they don't have this, number 2, they have reached this state of single-pointed concentration. So high isn't it, single-pointed concentration, where they have no negative emotion in their mind. So they come up with no negative emotion in their mind, and then you go and disturb their mind. Can you understand? So basically, those are the 4 powerful objects. Yeah. Okay, so come back to the summary just now. Okay, if you want the deed that you do to ripen in this lifetime, you do it with the extraordinary motivation on your subject. On the object side, you do it towards powerful karmic object like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4 is the one that we mentioned, the 4 powerful objects. The Arya Arhat, and those who come out from cessation meditation, those who come out from immeasurable love meditation. very deep meditation where they are very close to nirvana, very close to reaching liberation. Okay, so if we learn this, how can we apply in our life? Okay, how can we apply in our life? Okay, we hear this already. How can we apply in our life? Think about that. Think about that. If not, cannot do 100%, at least try to do something. Guess, do you want to type in the chat one thing that comes to your mind after you learn about this? How can you apply in your life? We learn that we want to make big fat karma. 2, extraordinary motivation, your side. Object, high coming object that you can pick from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how can you make your own big fat karma? You want to type in the chat. Anything that you're doing currently or you intend to do after this. One minute, we'll close for that. Okay, I so good. Expand the motivation, how it will impact many people apart from the subject matter that benefited from my good deed. Yes, expand the motivation. If you learn to do that, there's a trick, you learn to do that, like just now the example I mentioned, then your deed will be very powerful. Zane say, my passion that kept me going with a strong motivation always start from deep gratitude to everything. Yes, Zane, I like that. Every morning when I wake up, I start, the moment I open my eyes, gratitude first before I continue with the rest. One simple sentence of gratitude. Yeah. And then no matter good or bad that comes to me in whatever way, when I offer help, I always set the intention to help others in mass, helping others, help others. Creating that ripple effect. Wow, that's incredible. That's what we say. If you can maintain that in your mind, in what you do, then whatever you want to achieve will ripen faster. Example, help others fulfill their goal when they are helping others. Excellent. Leveraging on others and help others leverage on my resources, time, effort, network, wisdom, and knowledge, skill set, and abilities. I love that. Yeah. Help others fulfill their goals when they are helping others. Excellent. Leverage on others. Yeah, how do I leverage on others? Sometimes I need that time, plant money seeds, help to fundraise. People who need money, help to fundraise, Help others leverage on my resources. Yes, that time I got time, I got resources. And I'm very good in summarizing. When they want to fundraise, they give. I remember my teacher taught me many years, but never asked me to do a single thing. My teacher never won. One time she sent me an email. Say, Rachel, can you help? There is a Dharma center in the Middle East, and they will be closed if they don't have this money. They will be kicked out. Immediately I wake up, I haven't brushed my teeth, everything. I do the thing already. I'm very good in summarizing. I'm good at reading a huge volume of information and summarize it in a very, very easy to understand and important things. So I leverage on my skill, and then we managed to fundraise. Yay, we are so happy with that. So that's what Zane said. Okay, so leverage on Zane's time, effort, network, wisdom, knowledge, skill set, and ability, financial, anything that I can offer or help someone else to offer to the world to support those in need. I'm letting my seeds work this way. I always believe without the right seeds, I will not get any opportunities to serve others, even if I want to. Exactly, Zane. Sometimes we think if I want to serve, I can serve. Not necessarily. You think you want to help, you can get. Not necessarily. If you don't have the seeds to help, you don't have the seeds for that. You want to help, you don't have the opportunity to help. So grateful and rejoice all the opportunities that appear. That's why I'm very thankful. So, yeah. Angela say, help the needy, be grateful with what you have and don't complain. Okay. Laura say, think before action. Very good. Yeah. Motivation. Yes. Work with the motivation. and do on the supermarket little donation. Yeah, that's very good. The small one, don't ever look down on that. I do that. Every time you buy something. Yes, helping more my parents. Yes, if you have parents, donate to Geshe Michael. Yes, please. Also to remind my good sis past sis with this motivation to help all. Yeah, I think your rewind means to, are you maybe recalling your good sis, right? Yeah, that's recalling, yeah, rejoicing on that. Jenny say, gratitude to teachers for imparting wisdom and serve our teachers and others in all ways possible. Yeah, serving teachers is very powerful. I didn't know about that, okay, until I myself was put, if you ask me to help, I sure want to help. When I first learned all these things, I'm the kind who want to help. If I tell me to do something, I'll run away, you know. I want, but the opportunity come and somebody say, can you please take over? Yeah, and that's where my life changed. Hey, Emerald say, try to take good care of my parents, offering to Diamond's project, serve teachers in different ways, deep gratitude with chances I have to learn Dharma, to have many fellows on my path. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for being, please stay, and please stay, and please stay, and help each other. Jasmine. Daily I'll do going for it. Oh, I love that. That's what I want to share. My one also. That helps me going for refuge and think of the wish to total enlightenment to help others to do the same. Yeah, do it every day, recalling that. Don't just, I would suggest when you do your refuge, don't just, I go for refuge and then enlightened, you know, try to think about the meaning. So if you have not attended ACI 2, I would strongly encourage you to learn ACI 2 because I find that is so valuable. Yeah, that is so valuable. So I always recall the meaning and that helps me to work with my own behavior. Okay, Angela says, serve my parent wholeheartedly. Yeah, great. Your parent, remember, is a high karmic object. Okay, I rejoice on everybody who get inspired and they are doing something very valuable. Okay, something so precious. Okay, I got 3 minutes. I might go over time 5 minutes. Please bear with me. If you need to go, you can go, okay? So I give 2 scriptural from the reading. This is from the scripture to show us that doing a deed with the 2, just now the 2, one is on the motivation, the other is a high karmic object. The special features of the object will give you a result in this very lifetime. This is from the scripture. Okay, I want to read to you. I read from line number 3. In one of his former lives, our teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, was once a certain monk who had mastered all 3 sections of the canon, means that he's very, very well learned. There had been a steady increase in quarreling among the community of monks, schism. One monk who had himself committed the sections of the canon to memory managed to bring the different sides to an agreement. Very good, they bring them together. This angered the other monk, the one who was a master of the canon, the first one, which is our Lord Buddha, before he became enlightened. He said, he made a sarcastic statement. He said, a woman has settled a woman's quarrel. Very sarcastic. He said, a woman has settled a woman's quarrel. Because of this deed, the monk turned into a woman in that very life. From a man, he become a woman. Overnight, he wake up, he become a woman, maybe. And then he took 500 births thereafter as a woman. So for many, many lifetimes to come, he become a woman. So this is from the scripture. If we don't understand or if we don't think, why is it that I put it on the shelf? Okay, you say, I don't understand something. There's something here I don't understand. Okay, but the scripture is telling us that in this very lifetime, the deed that you do can become the karmic result that come back to you. Okay, because you're doing it towards who? Towards the special features of the object. Here is who is that? The Sangha, right? The Sangha jewel, the Sangha. Okay, high karmic object. Unbelievable, isn't it? When you hear about that, you got a shock. Oh, okay. I will snapshot this and put in the Telegram chat, okay? Sorry, I don't have enough time for you to think more than that, okay? I just want to tell you this from the scripture. Another one, this is also from the scripture. the unique of a king. Those days, the king, they have if you serve in the palace, if you're a man, you're a guy, you have to be what call that? You have to, the male sex organ have to be castrated. So, Taikam, those who know Chinese. Then he saw 500 bulls led to be castrated. And he had pity on them. He had compassion. He bought them and then he released them. As a result, his organ was restored in his life. Okay? He got back his male sex organ. So can you see that now? He had this great feeling of empathy, compassion, and it was so powerful in his own life that his sex changed and he got back his organ back. Okay, maybe we may say, I don't believe. Okay, just put it one side. Okay, say, I don't know, I don't understand. Just say, I put it on the shelf. Okay, so this is from the scripture. What they're trying to tell us is because of the extraordinary motivation that he had in that lifetime, so the deed that he did is so powerful that they can ripen in this lifetime. Since they come from the scripture, we got more confident, isn't it? We got more confident. Okay, and the last one before I end my class, okay, I will do part 2 next week. Part 2. Okay, so now you understand already. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Okay, but do it with no regrets. Do it with no regrets. So start with giving vegetable. Means that start small. Let's say this is my capacity. Then you do to this capacity, you can push a little bit, but not like this big, you understand? Like when I actually give to a primary school 10,000. Then actually I regretted that. Really, I regretted that. Why I regretted that? Because when I look at, how do you spend the money? When they ask me, want to put my name, I say, no need to put name, just put anonymous. I don't want people to know. Then when I see the way they spend the money, they go for dinner and all these things, I wasn't very happy with that. So you see, start small, build up with greater understanding, okay? Then you don't like that. Regretting that is not a good deed. After you've done something good, you don't regret that. Yeah. So I try to change my mind now. I want to rewrite the story, say, oh no, actually I just don't know the whole thing. Actually, they're doing well, just that you don't know, this thing, things like that, they're doing great things. I try to rewrite this. Oh, you see, they build this infrastructure, this building, things like that. But you learn from the lesson. Yes, this is like magic. Yeah. Okay. So today we learn magic already. So think about that, cook on that, and we will do the part 2 next week. So let's do a dedication before we forget. Okay, so close your eyes and be very, very happy with yourself. And think of the goodness that we have just done, like a beautiful gemstone that you can hold in your hands. And recall your holy guide and see how happy they are with you. Offer them this gemstone of goodness. Thanks them for being here, for helping us to understand. Help us in our journey, on our path. And see them accepting it. They bless it. And they carry back into your heart. Feel it there in your heart. Feels so good that we want to keep, and so we give it away. By the power of the goodness that we have just done, may all beings complete the collection of merit and wisdom, and thus gain the tree, and thus gain everything that they wish, and may they quickly reach total enlightenment, then be free from suffering. And so, see that light going out, from your heart to everybody, touching them. Something just transformed inside them because of the rituals that you made. You can bring your mind back to the space here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.